Kia ora everybody, welcome back to our kitchen. Tonight it is Pajama Sunday, so I'm still in my PJs, or in my PJs because it's nice and comfortable. We are going to be making chocolate eclairs. So we've done this video before, many videos back, and so we're going to repeat it again. Shout out first to those people that we met in Countdown and Pie here. Fantastic to meet you, always good to meet people on the street, so great to meet you. Right. We're going to have 100 grams of butter. If you have a look at our blocks of butter here in New Zealand, we have stripes here, lines down here. 50 grams, 100 grams, 150 grams, and it goes from there. So I need 100 grams of butter, which I'm going to carefully cut off, cold butter. And I've got 2 cups here, 2 identical cups. There we are, one with plain flour and one for water, okay? You need to get the right measurements for eclairs to work out properly. So I've already put a cup of water into my pot over there and it's boiling away beautifully to save a bit of time, and I'm going to chuck in my 100 grams of butter and let it melt and start to boil. Okay, so when I do that, I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. Can you see me? Sorry. Right, I've added my 100 grams of butter to my cup of water and now it's boiling beautifully. You see that? Now what we're going to do is we're going to add our identical cup of plain flour, not self-raising, straight into the water. Okay, and I'm just going to give it a stir around until the flour absorbs the water and turns it into a ball. There you go, just like that. Okay, and take it off the heat. So I'm going to let it cool down for a few minutes and I'll show you what that looks like, eh? I've let it cool down a little bit. If we didn't let it cool down, even though it's hot, can you see the steam coming from there? Ignore the steam. Imagine that it's cool enough in your house. Okay, we add an egg. If I add an egg and it's way too hot, it's going to cook it. We don't want cooked egg in there. So I've got 3 eggs here, just medium-sized eggs, and I'm going to add them one at a time. Now, this takes quite a bit of arm beating, and you'd think that with the amount of times that I beat these things that I would have small arms. Not so. But let's give it a go anyway. One at a time. Don't be fooled to think that you could do it all together. Okay? So I'm going to get Brooklyn to put this on time lapse. Yep, and stop. Okay, so I've mixed this up. Did you see that I did it one at a time? One at a time. Don't be fooled to think that you can throw all the eggs in at once, because it just won't work. Okay, that took a fair bit of effort, I might say, and I should have had my Fitbit on this arm so that I could have clocked up my steps for the day, but I didn't, wasn't that clever. So this is what it looks like. It's slightly shiny, a little bit glossy. Whoop, up here, can you see that? And now all I'm going to do is put it on my silicone tray and just put them into blobs, yay big. Now I've got my oven on 200 degrees on fan bake, okay, so it's been heating for the last 10 minutes or so it's all ready to go. These need to be cooked on a high temperature, and this should make around 10, okay, 10 of these bad boys. Okay, so I'm going to put these all together and then I'll show you what that looks like after I've put them in the oven. Before, and there's only 9. Well, if you have a look at them, some of them like really big, and by the end, a lot of small. Okay, we've got the eclairs in the oven that are doing beautifully. Here's my my disclaimer if they fail. Don't open the oven under any circumstances. Look lovingly at them, watch them rise, but don't be touching them, okay? Otherwise they'll go flat as a pancake and you'll have flat as a pancake puffs, unpuffed puffs. Okay, so in the meanwhile we're going to be making our icing. I've got a cup of icing sugar here, 2 tablespoons of cocoa and a couple of tablespoons of butter. And I'm just going to add, I've got some like hand hot, finger hot water in here, and I'm just going to add little bits at a time, okay? Because what we want to do is whip up the icing sugar so that it dissolves the butter and it's not grainy. Okay, lots of people they make up icing but they don't mix it up properly and it's grainy. Does that make sense? It's grainy. You know how we mix up a cake and you use your beater and things like that so that the sugar and the butter dissolves? Same concept. This is powdered sugar and butter. Okay, so let me mix this up. Oh my gosh, what a slob. I've probably added too much. Okay. I'm going to keep beating that for another few more minutes until it's really, really fluffy. By that time, hopefully our eclairs will be out and then we can let them cool and we'll show you what they look like, eh? See you soon. Again, while we're waiting, I just want to talk to you about our food storage cupboards, okay? I know there's lots and lots of people out there keeping food storage cupboards and starting to collect kai and things like that. Great. This is honey, okay? This is a big barrel of honey, a big bucket of honey. And we use a lot of honey in our home, so we buy it in bulk. But you could buy them in smaller containers. Honey's fantastic because it lasts like forever, as long as you store it properly, and we've got tape around here so that the ants don't get in there and have a field day. This will last you forever, years and years and years. In fact, I think when they cracked open some of the pyramids over in Egypt, they found honey that was still good, okay? So honey is a staple or perfect food to put into your food storage cupboard, okay? So I'm going to wait for these eclairs to come out. Okay, here they are out of the oven. They look really good. They're nice and light and they're nice and crisp. So we cooked them for, actually I'm not going to tell you how long we cooked them for. Brooklyn will write that up. She's clever like that. But what I'm going to do now that they're out of the oven is I'm going to split them so that they cool down quickly. Also, if they're a little bit doughy in the middle, this is a perfect time to take out the extra gooey bits like that, okay? So I'm going to split these off and then I'll show you what that looks like when they've cooled down. Okay, these have sufficiently cooled down, like we willed them to cool down. I'm just going to put a blob of cream in there, maybe a little bit more. Pop the top on. Ah, dang, that's the bottom. We'll do it the other way around. We can flip that. There you go. And smear it with a little bit of icing sugar. There you go. Ta-da! And that is our chocolate eclair. Gotta love choux pastry. So, hope you guys are well. Take it easy for the week and don't forget to start looking out for specials on honey, eh? Take it easy. Ka kite anō.